Hey, Jonny Moseley here for Peter Glenn Ski and Sports, hanging out with Christian Avery, Blizzard North American Products Manager. Okay, we got that out of the way. First of all, you gotta clear something up here for us. Blizzard or Blizzard?
Blizzard, unless you're French.
Unless you're French. Okay, got it. I always kind of just mumble through it, so I don't get busted, right?
That's a safe tactic too. That works.
Great. Well, I really appreciate you sending me out the skis, and we'll talk about those shortly. Obviously you guys have had a lot of success with your Flipcore, and you just keep building on that.
Yeah.
Have you managed to continue to build on it? Tell us what's new in the Blizzard line.
Well, we certainly hope so. I mean, you hit the nail on the head there. With these skis are so foundationally important to us. So for us, when we began the process of updating and refining them, we started first and foremost with who these skiers are. I mean, we believe these skiers are the type of people that want to ski bell to bell, anywhere on the mountain, in all conditions.
Right.
So for us, focusing in on that all conditions promise really came to how do we make these skis balance? How do we allow them to perform, yes, in groomers and in powder, but also, when the snow's not good, when it's cruddy, when it's icy, when it's scraped off, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So for us, with these skis, the redesign that we did was really focusing on a balanced flex and how to control the flex of those skis.
Okay.
So what we did was develop a brand new wood core to go in these skis. Traditional wood core, if you've ever seen one before, has laminates that run the full length of the ski, tip to tail, all the way. Okay. And the only thing you could ever do to manage the flex of those skis was to mill the core a little bit differently. Maybe leave the tip and tail a little thinner, a little thicker under the binding area maybe. With this new core, the first of its kind, we've broken up those individual laminates to specifically manage the wood and the density of wood in those specific areas.
Okay, stop. When you talk about laminates,
yes,
you're talking about basically this is like a glue lam.
Those individual strips you see.
These strips are all glued together like laterally,
exactly,
basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
They all start as individual pieces and they get glued together.
Okay.
And then, they would get cut to size and then milled.
Okay, so now
what we've done is broken up those laminates. So you can see that the darker materials here, that's beech, that's a stiffer wood.
Oh, interesting.
So you see we've got less of it in the tip here.
Oh, that's not just discoloration of the wood.
Exactly, yeah.
You guys are mixing I thought that was just like you slice a piece of wood and
No,
there's different colors in there.
That's the secret sauce.
You guys actually are putting individual pieces. That's pretty crazy.
Exactly, yeah. So we've broken up those laminates.
Wow,
a little
that
bit
must
less
be expensive.
It's tough to do.
Okay, carry on.
But yeah, it's super exciting. I mean, the potential here for being able to specifically address the flex and make these skis really balanced.
Yeah.
But then again, really specifically design and optimize every model of every ski for every consumer.
Yeah.
And again, allow those skis to just perform in all conditions.
That's really cool. That's amazing. Now, I mentioned Flipcore, and I think it's worth reviewing because it was one of those things you guys just like overtook the market with.
Yep.
But explain, because this is still Flipcore technology. Can you explain to me and the audience what Flipcore technology is?
So Flipcore started way back when, 10, 15 years ago, when rockered skis were really just coming on the market. So traditional method was you put a wood core in, it was typically flat, and you would press that ski into its final shape. You would press the tip and tail rocker in.
Okay.
Flipcore for us started with the idea of Arnie Backstrom. Really thought about how do you, essentially maybe take that wood core and flip it over and do the final milling of the core as much in the final shape of the ski as possible.
Okay.
The result being that the core is no longer stressed, it's no longer pushed into a position it wasn't originally.
Oh, interesting.
So the secret for us, Flipcore really is just trying to make a ski in as much of the final shape as, the final ski. Put the core in the final shape.
So you kind of like, if you will, you carve in the rocker.
Exactly.
As opposed to bending in the rocker.
Correct,
Got it,
So the ski's just relaxed, it's stress-free, it skis much easier.
Interesting. Rest in peace, Arnie. I mean, just an amazing skier, and that's cool. You credit him with an amazing innovation like that. Very cool. All right. Is there any, and then you obviously have you really are experimenting with the cores a lot, playing with the cores, and I know you guys have, metal and anything. Has anything changed in the steel construction of the?
Still 2.5 sheets of metal in the full, men's lineup here.
Yeah.
The really exciting thing with this core technology, like I said, is that we can really optimize the flex of every ski.
Yeah.
But what that also means is we can specifically tune every size of every model.
Okay.
So you think about that skier that wants to be on that 189 Brahma versus the skier that's on the 165.
Sure.
They have different priorities.
Wow.
And by doing what we're doing with the wood core here, we can add way more stiff wood to that 189 and less stiff wood to the 165. So again, just instead of designing one Brahma, designing 5.
I'm sold. I'm sold. Okay, now really quickly, you guys do boots as well.
Yep.
I noticed you don't do really any free ride. You don't do like twin tip, park skis.
Correct.
You kind of lay out of that stuff. You kind of focus mainly on just skiing the all mountain. But I know you're sort of big time in big mountain stuff.
Yeah.
Like competitions and things
Absolutely.
like that.
I mean, we've had a lot of success introducing our Rustler and Shiva lines, which are a really good contrast to our all-mountain freeride lines here.
Yeah.
And what that was for us was the way to, again, just build skis that maybe have similar waist widths, but totally different constructions, totally different consumers. Again, like you said, this guy's looking to ski a little bit more all over the mountain. That guy's a little bit more soft snow bias, so a little bit more freeride attitude.
All right, cool. Okay, Christian Avery from Blizzard. We're going to go more specifically into the skis that Peter Glenn carries. You can just kind of click through, type in Blizzard, and you'll see all those reviews at peterglenn.com. Christian, thanks for talking to us.
My pleasure.
Jonny Moseley for Peter Glenn Ski and Sports.